Today I have 3 books and a listening strategy to go with each book. Listening strategies are used to make sure that students are paying attention while you are reading aloud to them, to make sure that they're comprehending what you're reading aloud to them, and so you can formatively assess them and see where they're at in their comprehension with the reading. So today's focus for this book is math. This is called Monster Math by Grace Macarone. And the listening strategy to go along with that is a cup with 12 buttons in it. The reason why we have 12 is because on the first page of our book, there are 12 little monsters. So we start off with 12 buttons. And this is how I would use this with students. I would begin to read, 12 little monsters wake up at 7. One jogs away, and now there are ... So the students would know that we started out with 12. We would count those before I started reading so they know they have 12 buttons. And then to represent that monster that went away, they would take one button out of their cup and put it on their table. And then I would want them to think about, okay, how many buttons do I have now? They would come up with their prediction, and then we would turn the page and find out 11 little monsters meet in a den. One sneaks away, and now there are. And again, the student would take the button out and see there's 2 here now. How many could be here? So this really focuses on addition. Our next book is Wimberly Worried by Kevin Hinks. This focuses on language arts. So during this time, I would want students to use the listening strategy of holding up their own W, the 3 fingers make a W, because we would be focusing on the W sound, the W sound. So Wimberly Worried by Kevin Hinks. I would explain to them that every time they heard a W sound as I read the book, I would want them to hold up their own W in the air or on their chest so other students couldn't see what they're doing. So here's how we do that. Wimberly worried about everything. Big things, little things, and things in between. Wimberly worried in the morning. She worried at night, and she worried throughout the day. You worry too much, said her mother. When you worry, I worry, said her father. Worry, 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 said her grandmother. I worry, too much worry. So as you can see, there's a lot of W's in this particular story, and students would have a lot of opportunities to show and practice recognizing the W sound, the W sound. The next listening strategy I have goes along with the book Dog's Colorful Day, A Messing Story About Colors by Emma Dodd. With this book focuses on numbers and colors, but I would specifically be focusing on colors for this listening strategy. So I have different pieces of paper. They are the color that they represent, but I wrote that color on them so the students can see the visual of the color, hear the color when I read it, and see the written form on their chip. So every time I read a color, I would want them to hold up the corresponding color chip. So this is how I would do that. This is dog. As you can see, dog is white with one black spot on his left ear. So they'd hold up black. At breakfast time, dog sits under the table as usual. Splat! A drip of red jam lands on his back. Now dog has 2 spots, and here is my red. And the story keeps going with all the different colors, so we would too, and by the end, the students would have held up all of their colors, hopefully, if they got them right. So these listening strategies are great to make sure that students are paying attention and actually understanding the material and the concept that you are reading about and working on. So thank you so much for listening.